Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. And if you guys have already been subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Today's video is so special. I'm going to talk about 15 dupes that you really need in your life. These are almost all like beautiful products in the industry. You will be delighted to see what are the dupes that I have found out for you guys. So if you guys want to check out which are the 15 dupes that I'm going to talk about, then please keep on watching. We are going to start in the order of application. The makeup that you're seeing right now, half high-end and half drugstore. And I have nothing to say. It just is beautifully duped with each other. So let's begin. Let's start off with a moisturizing primer. So first I went with Ole Henriksen Sea Rush Brightening Gel Cream on this side of the face and Milani's Dewy Primer on this side of the face. Both of them, even scent wise, are so spectacularly like dupes of each other. I am like amazed with this dupe for sure. You will be delighted if you like a, that morning orange juice kind of a scent. You will love this. Okay, so this was my first dupe. Now you guys know this mama has some pores, so we need to secure those pores back into position. So for that, I always use my Benefits Porefessional primer. The one that dupes this is very, very new to me, but I've not stopped using this. And this is my Essence My Skin Perfector Tinted Primer. Both of them are a little of a tinted base that would perfect your pores and like smoothen out your texture. It is so amazing that now I do not have to spend this much money and I just have to spend just like a couple of dollars, and I would definitely just repurchase this. Definitely a must-have if you have pores on your face. Now the next dupe I've already talked in my channel. I have made a whole video about it, and that is duping my Fenty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint, and the one that dupes this is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, and both of them, let me tell you the shades. In Ease Drop, I am in the shade 11, and in the Tinted Hydrator, I am in the shade Tan Medium Deep. Both of them exact dupes for each other. I'm wearing Fenty on this side and Wet n Wild on this side, and you cannot say the difference. I mean, I have worn this individually. I have worn both of them like for a good wear test. They wear beautifully on the skin in the exact time. You will not be disappointed if you get this instead of this. Let's move on to the concealer. Now, are you missing Becca? I have Becca's Ultimate Coverage Long Wear Concealer, and this is in the shade Caramel. So if you are around my skin tone, this would be perfect for you. And the one that dupes this formula wise as well as shade wise is CoverGirl's True Blend Undercover Concealer, and this I am in the shade Sand Beige. This is what I have. I have Becca on this under eye and I have CoverGirl under this eye, and yeah, you can see it for yourself. I have nothing more to say. Both of them have a beautiful coverage. They blend beautifully on the skin. Under the eyes, they do not cake up. They do not budge throughout the day. They stay for the entire day if you just set them. And yeah, talking about setting, let's talk about this because I'm so eager to tell you guys about it. To set my under eyes and my face, so on the left side of my face, I use this powder, which is the finishing powder from Hourglass in the shade Soft Light. And the one that is duping this Hourglass powder is my Kosas Cloud Set powder, and this is in the shade Comfy. This is beautiful. This is just beautiful. I mean, I know that this is also high-end, but I'm just saying if you have one, you do not need the other. I definitely prefer this one over this one. Like, yeah, that's saying a lot because I really do love my Hourglass products. But this is such a beautiful overall setting powder. It just blurs. It just gives you like a whisper of like blurriness all over your skin. You can hardly see it on my fingers. Like even if you rub it so much, you can hardly see it on my fingers, you know. It's that finely milled. I love this product. So yeah, I definitely wanted to mention that to you guys. And even if you are dry skin people, I think you will love this powder. If you're not a big fan of powders, test this out. You will change your mind. So the next item is what I do not have of the high-end version, just because I have the more affordable version and I do not want to invest in the Chanel bronzer. And the one that is duping the Chanel's cream bronzer is Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm, and I have in the shade Dark. If you like a cream bronzer, you will love this. I mean, it gives such a good definition to the skin. You will absolutely love it. They have good amount of range to choose from. It's very emollient. It's very blendable onto your skin. I think I can even get away with medium dark just because they did not have it in their website at that time. It just sold out. That's why I went with dark, but I can make dark also work on my skin tone. It's that emollient and it's so beautiful. I've mentioned this quite a few times on my channel. I definitely go for this more than my Fenty cream bronzer, which is a huge statement for me because I really love my Fenty bronzer too. Now, I have to give a few comparisons for the blush types. Now, you guys know I do not need one more blush in my life, but I definitely wanted to mention dupes for it. Now, you guys must have heard about the Bare Minerals Blonzer that has come into the market, which is a combination of bronzer and a blush. As soon as I heard that product releasing out in the market and I saw the shades coming out, I was like, oh my God, why can't people see it? This is an exact dupe to Milani's baked blushes. Hear me out. So I went to the store and I swatched it. I requested them to swatch it and I swatched that. Guys, these two products are like dead on dupes to each other. So Jen Phillips mentioned Kiss of Pink, which is the lightest shade of the bronzer from Bare Minerals, and she duped that with Milani's Berry Amore. And I will show a picture on the screen what she took. Yeah, that credit is totally onto her. But I was looking for Kiss of Rose, which would suit more of the medium skin tone, and that is an exact dupe to my baked powder blush in the shade Rose Diore. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful dupe. And I knew it back of the mind. Like, I just knew it as soon as I saw that shade that this is going to be the dupe. And I was not wrong. I mean, it is definitely more of like a shimmery product. And that is what it's basically a blush, but you can definitely use that as a bronzer too. This is what I have as my, setting my cream bronzer and as my blush on the cheeks. But yes, it's a beautiful product. So if you do not want to invest a whole lot of money in the Bare Minerals bronzer, just go get the Milani blush. You will not be disappointed at all. I mean, I am super excited about that. Another blush, like cream blush is all the rage right now. And I have done a dedicated video of all the cream blushes in my collection. Which cream blush is the best suited for your skin type? I will link that in the icons above. If you've not checked that already, do check it out if you are especially a fan of cream blushes. Now, the next cream blush that I'm going to dupe is Melt's cream blush. If you were eyeing that, the texture, the emollient nature of that Melt cream blush is very similar to my Milani Cheek Kiss cream blushes. This shade is not what I really like duped in the store. So that would be a formula dupe. I would say the immediate shade that came into my mind was Honey Thief, because that's their like standard well-hyped shade. It's more of a peachy goldeny shade from Bare Minerals. The formula is an exact dupe to this. Milani has a lot of shades. I think the nudist shade of Milani is more similar to the Honey Thief shade. But if you want to like just shade dupe, the e.l.f.'s Putty Blush in Turks and Caicos is an exact shade dupe to Honey Thief from Bare Minerals. Obviously, this formula is quite stiff. If you have touched one of the Milani blushes, you will know what I'm meaning. This is more of a putty formula, but this is so emollient. Like, you can feel the oils when you rub your fingers in it. Like, look at that. You can see that shininess, how emollient that is. And I'll show it on your fingers too. But if you rub this is more of that creamy texture. So look at that, how much more shiny that thing is. Oh my God. Yeah, both of them are super nice quality if you are looking for a drugstore blush, I would definitely recommend this. But yeah, if you were looking for that Honey Thief blush dupe, shade-wise or formula-wise, do check out Milani or e.l.f. Now let's talk about a product which is like a favorite for so many people, and I'm talking about the Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Drive. Now you guys know I am such a big fan of Rodeo Drive. I have two of them actually, one in this split pan, and I also have a face palette which also has Rodeo Drive in that too. I found a dupe, guys. I really did. I'm gonna live swatch it for you guys too so that you can see. And the highlighter that I'm duping it with is Catrice highlighter, More Than Glow highlighter, and this is in the shade Beyond Golden Glow. I was surprised when I saw this. You need this. Oh my, where should I swatch where you can see? Look at that. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, these are like such an exact dupe for each other. You need this. And Catrice is like a couple of bucks. Like, you just need it. This actually also is a very, very close dupe to the Champagne Pop from Becca. Let me show that to you too. Now, I have this palette where Champagne Pop is already there. So let me swatch both of you for you guys. So we have Catrice here on the top and Champagne Pop on the bottom. Look at that. I mean, how similar that is. So if you guys were eyeing Becca's Champagne Pop or Rodeo Drive, I would say this Catrice highlighter is an absolute dupe for it. You would not be missing out on any of these products, especially when Becca is going away. I really want to get as many dupes as I can find for you guys so that it can definitely help you. Now let's move on. Should we do palettes or lips first? Let's do palettes first. Okay, so quite obvious palettes. Let's just move that out of the way. I have Alter Ego palettes with me, which are like such spot on dupes for Natasha Denona palettes. If you guys have not tried Alter Ego palettes, you should. Pick the palette that really speaks to you and just get that. So I have Canyon palette, which dupes Natasha Denona's bronze palette. This has my heart all the way out. Even this. Okay, so this is Alter Ego's Goddess palette, which dupes Natasha Denona's gold palette. Some beautiful neutral tones with pop of greens. Whereas the Canyon was all like warm tone palettes. Then we have Sahara palette, which dupes Natasha Denona's Bieber palette. Now, if you guys don't know, Bieber palette is like $129. Rest, even the gold palette is $129. And all these Alter Ego palettes are all $16. Bloom's palette, which is duping Natasha Denona's Love palette. So whatever speaks to you, I mean, all these qualities are like so good. You will not be disappointed with any of these, I would say. But if you guys were definitely looking for an alternative for all the Natasha Denona palettes, and the only reason why you didn't buy it is just because of the cost, then definitely do look into these palettes. You will definitely not be disappointed at all. Now, let's talk about some recent releases. Too Faced came out with Teddy Bear palette. I'm in love with the packaging, but not the conceptualization of the palette, okay? So I have a very good alternative for you guys, which is so close to that Teddy Bear palette if you guys have already in the collection, and that is my Sigma's Scaderosa palette. These shades are such good dupes to that Teddy Bear palette from Too Faced. If you guys look into each shade individually and then put Teddy Bear palette right next to it, like the picture of the Teddy Bear palette right next to it, you would see how many similarities are there. I will pop a picture of Teddy Bear palette here so that you can see it for yourself. I mean, when you see it right in front of you, you will see so many similarities, but this palette will not pop up into your mind when you just see that palette because the packaging is so good and the layout is so nice, you know. But yeah, Sigma's Scaderosa palette, like, this just screams Smithy to me. The palette, the quality, the shades are just wonderful. If you already have this palette, you don't need that. That is what I'm saying. Now, both of these companies, Sigma as well as Too Faced, are high-end palettes. So I'm not talking about the cost factor here. I'm just saying if you have one, you do not need the other, and that way you can save some money. Now let's talk about another palette which is just come out and just released in the market, and that is Melt Cosmetics Mary Jane palette. I'm going to do a dedicated video, or maybe probably the time you're seeing this video, that video would already be up. So I have duped that palette with some of the palettes that I already have in my collection. Just to give you a gist and a sneak peek, I duped this with Nabla's Cutie Platinum palette, the Sultry palette, and Mel Thompson's Tiny Marvels palette. If you guys have these palettes, you do not need that. I mean, yeah, you just do not need that. You probably would have all the shades already in your hand. So yeah, I will definitely link it in the icons above if you have not watched that already. But such beautiful dupes to those shades. You will thank me later, I know that. Now let's move on to the lips. I have so many to talk about. Now, during the Ulta 21 days of sale, I did pick up Kkw Beauty Lip Liners. I'm going to dupe the shades as well as the formula. Look into Colourpop's lip liners. You will definitely not be disappointed. They both work beautifully similar on the lips. I have this portion of my lips with Kkw Beauty, and this portion of the lips is with Colourpop. Now, this Kkw Beauty Lip Liner is in the shade 2.5. Where should I swatch where you can see? Okay, so this is 2.5 and this is Colourpop's BFF3. They are spot on dupes for each other. Can you see that? This is like my most worn shade in my collection, the Colourpop one. And I'm very, very happy that I have the other one also. Both of them actually were on the same price. Like Colourpop is $6 and on the Ulta Beauty sale, Kkw was also $6. So yeah, I'm super happy about that. Now let's talk about this lip liner also from Kkw Beauty. And this is in the shade Nude 2, which is more of a warmer tone, more of a neutral brown lip liner, I would say. So see, this is much more warm toned. And the lip liner that is duping it is from NYX and the shade name is Brown. So NYX Brown Lip Liner. Look at that. Such beautiful shades. If you are a brown lipstick girl, you definitely do need this in your collection. You will not be disappointed at all. This is much more deeper than this. I don't know how much can you see on the screen, but yeah, this one is much more deeper and cool toned than this one. Now let's talk about some lipsticks. I have 3 of them to talk about. Now I have Smashbox Legendary Lipstick, Be Legendary Lipstick in the shade Honey. This is what I have on this side of the lips. Let's do it here. So this is in the shade Honey. And L'Oreal came out recently with this gold packaging lipsticks, which is more of a cream formula. And this is in the shade Nude Determine, which is an exact dupe for that honey shade. Look at that. You're welcome. I know. Now, next, let's talk about another lipstick, which is from Bite. And this is, I have a mini version, and this is in the shade Good Jujube. It's a beautiful, deep, like a mid-tone pink shade, I would say. Very creamy. I mean, these lipsticks are all very creamy. And that lipstick is also being duped by another L'Oreal lipsticks. And this is in the shade New Authentic. Authentic, I think. Yeah. So creamy. So creamy. Look at that. Like exactly dupes to each other. The last dupe that I have to talk about is another lipstick, and it is from Pat McGrath. I love this brown lipstick. If you guys have not seen my videos, I mean, yeah, you will know that. And this is Divine Brown from Pat McGrath. This is more of the matte trans lipstick, so it's definitely more matte, very creamy. Like matte doesn't mean like drying. It's a very creamy matte lipstick. It just appears to be matte, but very comfortable on the lips, which is being duped by Ultimate lipstick from Maybelline. You guys know my love affair with this now. And this is in the shade More Truffle. This is also a beautiful deep chocolatey brown shade. I am so happy with these like lipstick dupes. Like, look at that. If you need like a deep chocolatey brown lipstick with like a slight red undertone, you would be very, very happy with that. I think I have one more. I think this can also be dupe. Let me just check. I'm not pretty sure. It just jumped into my mind like, no. So this is much more cool toned, I would say, and much more deeper. So this was actually Maybelline's matte ink in the shade Perfector, but as you can see, this is much more deeper. So yeah, I'll stick to these two. So Divine Brown from Pat McGrath and More Truffle from Maybelline's Ultimate lipstick. So those were my dupes. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I love watching dupes video and creating dupes for you guys, just to save you some money, and if you already have these products with you. If you guys like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!